Good evening and welcome back. I'm Dr. Michael Knapp, and warming up here, coming down the home stretch. This is the fourth session in the series Magic of Metta, Lovingkindness Meditation to Antidote Fear and Social Division. All right. So, we have a couple people here. Anybody cares to say hi? Let me know how things have been going the last couple weeks. You can type that into the chat bar on the right-hand side of the screen there. Right. So we'll pick up a little bit from last week where we talked about people that we have difficulty with or relationships that we have difficulty with. And I wanted to finish that out today. This is election day, as most of us know, and there's probably a whole host of different feelings that are emotions we're experiencing, physical experiences of the body, and this is a really important part of mindfulness practice in itself. But I wanted to extend the discussion a little bit around difficult relationships and bring in this piece that's called equanimity. And equanimity is the quality of being balanced or having an acceptance of the current reality that's taking place. And this is something that can be easily misunderstood. Could be misunderstood as being detached or cold or uncaring or checked out. And if we're looking at social media posts and hearing the radio and all of the news from all of the sources that it comes from, I mean, you wouldn't blame anybody from being worn out or desiring some sort of checkout. So, but that's not what equanimity is. It's actually the opposite. It's really being present with what's happening and accepting that that's exactly what's happening in this moment. And that doesn't mean that in a few minutes or then an hour, you can't be doing something to change that situation. But, right now at this moment, what's happening, you might be feeling a tension in your chest, or you might be feeling restless in your legs or restless in your whole body. Perhaps like you'd had several cups of coffee or something like that. Any of those experiences, those would be exactly what's happening in this moment. And the equanimity is where we're able to be with that experience. And the power that equanimity brings to the loving kindness and compassion practice is that it kind of brings a counterweight to the loving kindness and compassion practice, where we're connecting, we're opening our heart, we're choosing to live in the world in a way where we're filtering our decisions through kindness. But the equanimity helps to bring the responsibility back to other people as well, so that I have care for you, I care what's happening, but I'm responsible for my actions, and you're responsible for your actions, your thoughts, and those and your experience. And so really, that when we're using the quality of equanimity in balancing the compassion and loving kindness, it's like tossing the basketball back to the other person, saying, here, now you take and run with the things that are really in your control. And one way that this filtered into my life is that I've really been leaning into this practice the last couple of months. Specifically, I mentioned in the title of this course for to antidote fear and social division, which are things I hear patients saying, hear friends and people saying all over the place, and I experience myself. But I really noticed that leaning into this practice, the reactivity that I was having previously to things like driving by the political signs, the big signs and the flags, whatever that reactivity is, whether it's a feeling of yeah, or it's a feeling of like your chest being crushed every time that you see it, that reactivity through, over the last couple of months, it's come down and it's come down, and I'm aware that, when I see those things, but they don't have the same pull and grab that they did before. And this is a real power, because when you're caught up with that, you're not thinking very clearly, and really your emotions and a biochemical cascade is really driving your life at that point in time. The other piece with the working with conflict and working with people that we find difficult as well is that this loving kindness is not, I want to reiterate that it does not absolve someone from responsibility of their actions. It's the exact opposite. Within ourselves, it's saying, I'm not going to let this happen again, and also holding another person responsible. So if they've committed a crime or something like that, having loving kindness and compassion for this person does not absolve them from any criminal or legal liability. So I think that's another area where we can get confused about these qualities. It's just kind of a fantasy, or this kind of lovey-dovey make-believe thing. No, this kind of like real love and real kindness is also that when those types of things happen, there's accountability and responsibility, and somebody is not off the hook if they've acted poorly in that way. So moving on from the equanimity, we have a few minutes left tonight to talk about directing our loving kindness to all beings. And I want to share with you a little about Shelley Tijielski, and she's a mindfulness instructor that in March of this year accidentally started an international mutual aid organization. How do you accidentally start an international organization? It started by her helping people in her local community, and by the end of the week, it was too big for her to handle, and she had to get friends, and it just grew from there. And it's called the Pandemic of Love. And so thus far, the Pandemic of Love as a mutual aid organization has connected 340,000 people or families that were in need with a patron that could help to meet that need. And that has produced $45 million in direct transactions. That's one caring person to another. There's no middleman, there's no fees. That's the way that an organization like this is set up. And so this was just from the actions of one person, and it grew for care in her immediate community, and it became infectious, and the people around her wanted to help, and they wanted to help spread this, and it's in a number of different countries right now. You can go to their website. It's pandemicoflove.com if you're interested in finding out more. It's easy to navigate. There's 3 simple tabs, and they're get help, give help, or get involved. So as we move into the practice for tonight, we're going to add a phrase to the general phrases that we've been working with to bring in that quality of the equanimity that we talked about just a minute ago. So before we get started, I see Carla and Chris are here. Fantastic. Does anybody have anything to share about the practice over the last 3 or 4 weeks? Any questions or experience? And remember that over the last 3 weeks, I've used words like cultivate, and this word practice comes up again, because this is something that takes repeated attention, and it grows within us over time. And just like anything else that's neglected, and when we fall away from it, it kind of withers and it struggles a little bit. And then when we come back to it and bring our energy to it, it starts to grow again. that's the same with this practice over the course of a lifetime. So I encourage you to maybe rewatch these videos over the next 4 weeks and continue that, so that over an 8-week period or a 10-week period, this really starts to get ingrained into your life, and you can start to notice some of the day-to-day changes with the way that you experience and interact in the world. There's also another option. Sharon Salzberg is a fantastic teacher. She's been teaching Lovingkindness meditation for over 30 years. And she does have a 10-day challenge that's available on YouTube, so that you can watch. There's an intro video that's a bit longer, but there's a 10-minute practice or so, working with the different aspects of loving kindness meditation, similar to like what we've done over the past 4 weeks. And so you can do that 10-day challenge to again bolster your practice. So now at this point, we'll transition to our loving kindness practice for the evening. And if you're not already seated in a comfortable position, you can do so. Do your best to turn down any distractions. If the news is on or your phone is on or something like that, just silence it for a few minutes. And if it's comfortable for you, you can allow your eyes to close. And with the practice of loving kindness meditation, for some people, they allow the awareness to come to their chest. We can also bring a hand to the heart. And bringing the hand to the heart, again, just anchors that awareness a little bit more clearly as the object of the meditation. And bringing yourself to mind, you can allow the loving kindness phrases to just ripple through you as I softly repeat them. And just notice the kind of change that it evokes in your mind and your emotions, in your physical body. Starting with directing loving kindness to ourselves. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I move through the world with ease and a peaceful heart. I know my happiness and suffering depend on my thoughts and actions. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live with a peaceful heart. May I walk with balance in the world. May I remember my happiness and suffering depend on my thoughts and actions. Next, bring to mind a friend or loved one. Next, bring to mind a friend or a loved one. Someone that it's easy to feel positive feelings toward. directing loving kindness toward them. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you move through the world with a peaceful heart. And in the end, your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, and not my wishes for you. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you move through the world with a peaceful heart. And in the end, your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, and not my wishes for you. Next, bring to mind a neutral person or stranger, someone that you know but you don't really know well. You may not even know their name. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live in the world with a peaceful heart. And your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, not my wishes for you. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you move in the world with a peaceful heart. May you remember your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, and not my wishes for you. Next, bring to mind a person or a group of people that you have some conflict around, or that may be a source of struggle or anxiety or fear. And we direct our loving kindness toward this person or group. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you move through the world with ease and a peaceful heart. And in the end, your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, and not my wishes for you. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you move through the world with a peaceful heart. And in the end, your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, and not my wishes for you. Finally, we'll direct loving kindness to all beings everywhere. And for some people, it feels right to expand from the earth to the solar system to the galaxy, and across the universe, just to cover all bases. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings move with a peaceful heart. May all beings remember that your happiness and suffering depend on your thoughts and actions, and not my wishes for you. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. And as we end the meditation for tonight, just take notice now what's happening in your body. And you can just make a mental note of how your thoughts or your emotions or the sensations that you're feeling in your body with heat, cold, tension, relaxation, comfort, discomfort. How those things may be different than when we started 10 minutes ago. As you open your eyes, you can wiggle your fingers, bring a little bit of life back into your body and movement, getting set to enjoy the rest of your evening. Mhm. Well, it looks like the time change caught a few people off guard. So I'm so glad for those of you that could join us tonight. Are there any final comments before we end this series? Any questions or any feedback? You can go ahead and type those into the chat. We can take another minute. Again, thank you to all of you who have taken time out of your busy schedules to make time for this act of kindness for yourself. Each time that we do this practice, it is an act of kindness for ourselves. And so knowing that, you can take that with you as part of your practice as well. Thank you again for your attention. And I'll let you go for the evening. We'll see you all soon. Take care.